Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another feature race. This time around, we are headed to Indianapolis. Obviously, last time around, we had the Zola race. We just watched the sprint, and obviously, as you might have been able to tell, it is a little bit less of a filled field, unfortunately. We're starting in P2 this time around here. But it looks like Rosbruggen is nowhere to be found right now. So once again, it's a very small field that we're finding ourselves in. There are no surprises there, unfortunately. But well, it was a busy weekend after all. As the Zolder and Indianapolis race weekends were at the same time. Some people have opted out, and I think that makes a lot of sense as well, right? But it's the, well, same people as you normally would expect. And I think that's a good thing too, right?
Just go straight
now, as I'm recording this as well, we're over 700 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. So thank you guys all so much for the support on the channel. It's been absolutely overwhelming, and it's awesome to see as well. And, well, this time a 1 hour race here over in America. On a track that we have, well, mixed feelings after. I guess the BMW race was a lot of fun back there in the BMW M-Power Tour, as I've mentioned multiple times before. But over on the side of the GT3s, we didn't really find our groove last time around. So, reversed grid. That means we're going to be finding ourselves here in second here as we start. At least that's how it's supposed to be.
It's interesting. Porsche's the Beamer. They have their number on the back.
Yeah, it is a very small field of score. As well, we're into the Discord as always, trying to hang out with the lads as well. As you can hear, the race comms coming in as well. Sometimes we'll talk over them. That's unfortunately on me. I can't predict when they're talking in game, but I will. That is what it is, and we're going to be trying to make the most out of this 1 hour race. And, well, as we approach turn 7 there, we're roughly halfway through the field. We'll see, this is also a track we've got quite a few straights you can overtake on. And obviously from turn 6 to 7 you've got an opportunity, and from turn 14 to turn 1 as well, where you kind of enter the oval part of the track as well. As obviously from from turn 12 to turn 14 you would have a little bit of an oval coming out there, but we're actually gonna have to cut across here as we're doing the road course. Still, regardless, it's fun to see. I have to admit as well, it's not often that you get to race on these kind of fun oval tracks. I feel like people have been sleeping on them a fair bit. I mean, I think they're honestly a lot of fun as well, but not a lot of people have realized that yet.
You should stop and take a nap, Ron.
Yeah, why not?
Well, as we come into the first couple of corners here with got a super small grid, right?
Sit on the grass here. Grass would be cooler than pit lane.
Well,
wait for that blue and white
as the
road
pit
to
is
come
in,
around and then just give it a love tap.
Drive straight out.
as we're looking to come in. Now, here we are coming. It's going to be green, green, green. There it is indeed. It took a little while, but now we have gotten there, and we're actually into P1 for the beginning of the race. Car swinging by us here. Are there going to be any heroics into turn 1? Well, there's a couple drivers we're looking to go for it. We go a little bit too wide there, but we managed to make it through the corner. But that does mean we've got a driver going side to side now, but he backs out of it. He doesn't want anything to do with it, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a good move coming out from him. More opportunities will come later on as well, and then unfortunately he's gone off as well. Oh no, that is a disaster. Car, the other side, now so many drivers trying to push it to the absolute limits. It's cost us a couple positions. We've still got the slipstream as well, but it's a bimmer over in our mirrors as well. And that's Ronald Allen. And well, P3 will be after the start here. Obviously, we started at P1 technically, although it was, according to the game, P2, with some drivers bailing out, unfortunately. That's part of it. Not much you can do about that one. And now, well, we enter the oval just to go off it immediately again. We've got a driver coming to our right as well. And go for the overtake, and he has been successful as well. There it is. It is going to be a tough race here, I think. I think the average elo is quite high now. Obviously, unfortunately for us, our dear friend Daniel Book is no longer racing with us. He's given a fair motivation for it as well. He doesn't want to, you know, make other people feel demotivated, because obviously he is a little bit faster than the drivers, and that's completely fair and completely okay if you ask me. That was obviously that we were expecting to happen at some point as well, right? And I think he's made a good decision there. And sure, we would have loved to continue racing with him, but for the integrity of the sport, I think it's fair to say that this is a good solution. As we come at it now, we're making our way through. We're faster than the previous lap, of course, but we're still finding ourselves in P4 out of 5. Not that that's a big deal for now, but surely we would love to get a little bit more higher up there.
Whoa, she's sideways.
Now, ooh, there's a car sideways. That's a car into the wall now as well. And
Did you hit the wall?
oh yeah, that's tough. That's going to be a big damage.
My thing's very dicey around there too.
You're now in third.
Well, at least now back onto a podium position thanks to the crash, but that was a little bit messy and obviously not what we intended to do. Oh well, that's part of it, of course.
I'm gonna have to
Can't win them all. There was good luck up until that point, but yeah, unfortunately for us, it's gone that way, and there is not much that we can do about it.
Yep, I'm gonna have to tow.
Yeah, well, a little bit of a pop-up as well. Al Fransen's obviously into the pits and has now decided to retire from the races, it looks like right now. That is unfortunate. Makes the field even smaller, as it already is. Obviously we don't want it to go that way, but the harsh reality is that it is going that way right now, and there's not much that we can do about it. "55 minutes on the clock here." See, there's a lot more left to do still, but we'll see what comes with that. And I want to remain optimistic here as well. Obviously, we're going to have quite a bit still going on the race. The race is still very long as well, right? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I think that is just what we should be aiming for. Now, as we're on the straight, you can just see how long that takes sometimes to get around here. The lap times are quite similar to Zoller. In fact, they might be basically identical, especially with some drivers now getting the improvements in as well. We'll see how that one goes.
Nice quick luck there, Joel.
And Joel Herbert's still chasing us, at least for now. Getting up there in the twisty sector of the circuit, looking to finish up our lap in style. Obviously this time we're going to be a little bit slower than we were last time around. At the moment it's Joel Herbert who's actually set the fastest lap of the race. Makes you wonder what there's left to gain. Here is the Porsche 911 GT3 in good glory. Now I've actually had the pleasure of watching the Porsche Cup cars IRL as well as this one.
Ferrari seems to ride
They're
the
absolutely
curves
awesome machines. This time though we've got a car on a slipstream. That is the other Porsche on the grid in the name of Joel Herbert. And in this small grid we're seeing as well the two groups of two are forming right now. Aidan Lamont and Ronald Allen, they're well ahead by this point on, and it's Al Fransen who's disconnected, leaving Sven Matisse and Joel Herbert in this group as well.
Right side, clear.
We wish there was more to be gained there, but at the moment we're not seeing it, unfortunately. But at least we still have the drivers here. Even though Joel Herbert's sponsored, we still see him in our front here. And I was wondering, now what do you do? Obviously, there's no reason to try and play with the pit strategies or anything, right? Because with the maximum fuel that you can take in, you obviously will have to pit again then. And that's obviously going to make it even slower. So, yeah. A little bit of a fun one. But, yeah. Now, as it looks like right now, only 4 drivers are going to finish the whole race, unfortunately. And we'll be trying our best here to at least stay with the drivers up in front then. This is also where I'm really sad that we've lost our friend Daniel Booker in this league as well. Because usually he makes for some good racing and he's super fast. And that's where one extra driver could really make it just a little bit more fun to both drive and watch, right? But at least we're staying loyal to the league. And this is going to mean that we're going to get good points. Because the worst we can do now at this point is 4th. And that is a good position to be in, I think. So we can be very happy with how it is right now. And I think our objective is to keep it that way. "15 minutes left to go as it stands right now. And as we make our way through here, we have unfortunately lost the connector. Look at that, Carl Franssen's back in the race. I thought it would be done for. It's taken him so long, he's more than a lap down, but no, he is going to continue racing. Respect to that man, I was already counting him out. I thought it was the end of him.
You got a slow car on the left.
So I was wrong. Slow car on the left is the call, but don't think that was the case. It's a little bit of a weird call, I can't lie, by the race engineer. That is offered to us by iRacing, of course. And well, 25.9 up to the drivers in front. We're obviously doing 27s here, so we are just a little bit slower, unfortunately. But that's something that will come with time, I feel like. "15 minutes is the point that we're reaching soon. And that's already a 1/6 of the race gone. It goes so incredibly quickly, especially if you're having fun, of course. Even though this race is probably the least spectacular one we've done in a while, we're still going to be fun. And we're just going to be focusing on our own thing. We don't really care where we end up in the tournament. We don't really end up what else happens, right? The league can really not matter too much. It's just about us doing our own thing. Now as we make our way over to the oval yet again, we can see that the car ahead of us is already turning in. A 3-second gap is most definitely a manageable gap, but if we want to stay with him, we've obviously got to be faster than him or drive the same lap times, and even then he's quite far gone already. So he's just going to be doing his own thing for now, and we're going to see what we can do. I think it's fair to say that as long as we do our best, it really doesn't matter that much.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
That's at least our own fast lap of the session with a 26.83. Now that's still a second slower, unfortunately, than the driver ahead of us, but it's similar to Carl Franssen with the lap times that he's putting in right now. So I think that is a good compromise here that we're taking. With Carl Franssen in the race now, there definitely is a chance he overtakes us if we make a mistake, but that doesn't happen, and well, we're all good to go. But we'll see. I have no expectations here. We're just going to be focusing up on our own race as we should. Now we'll see what comes of it later on. To P5 we go. P4 we go, I mean 5th gear it is obviously, but look at the lap times right now. You can see that Joel Herbert is creating that gap even further. Well, the race for first place is still going on, of course. It's Aiden Lamont as well as Ronald Allen. We're They're trying to do this one together. Makes you wonder what is there left to gain, especially as those drivers are getting closer to each other. Maybe they'll get to fighting, and it could still go either way, of course. So, see what they're gonna do in the end. That is third gear, that's fourth gear this time, looking quick through here, but kind of on par as far as their own record goes. Second in, looking to accelerate, but still Joel Herbert's doing a better job at it, fortunately for us. But at least, and I think it's also, you know, giving credit where it's due, it is at least, as it stands right now, a clean race from us. We haven't been in any incidents, we haven't really had any big off tracks or anything like that. We're just driving to our own pace and on the limits. This is what we're trying to do. Crossing the line again. This time no improvement, unfortunately, from our side. The gap between us is basically a second per lap. As it stands right now, we've got some drivers in the Discord still, all focusing up really. Haven't heard much comes from them at all. Just minding their own business. Now shifting back all the way to second. This twisty set of turns is probably the trickiest one on the circuit. It reminds me kind of at the ones at Zolder, but this one's even more strict. Fortunately for us, it's just so incredibly difficult to nail it sometimes, but well, that's part of it, you know. And as we're gonna cross the line here, it's gonna be roughly the 45-minute mark, which means we're fourth through the race already here, with 5 drivers still going strong. Carl Franson being well, still quite far behind us, obviously. 9 lap down already. We've just entered lap number 11 here. He's still on lap 9 as is right now, and he's soon to enter lap 10, of course. So yeah, the gap is still
coming into that last
relatively
section,
big, and well, that's just how it is, you know. Nothing you can do about it.
On the inside on the right-hander, and I fucked up my line for the next one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I tried to turn in about the sort of same speed, and the back just slid around on me.
There was unfortunately a little bit of a overshot there in the corner. That's going to cost us time as well. We go a little bit wider than we wanted to. That does cost you in the end. Now the difference is not going to be enormous, but still. Most definitely doesn't help here, obviously. And well, coming into the last couple corners here yet again. Now getting into turn 11 where you enter the oval. Obviously this circuit very much known for quite a few series, right? First one that comes to mind is obviously NASCAR. IMSA races here too. And Fanatec GT World Challenge America has been here before as well. So it's a good filled calendar, making for some really fun races all along. That is a sound I wasn't expecting to hear.
My steering wheel is not straight.
But it might just be me, but I think Carl Franson's made another mistake because he's driving slowly.
Same place.
He's able to continue. Don't know for how much longer, but I guess we're gonna see eventually.
Thank you.
Hit him up the backside.
What, the yellow one? No problem.
it is. Now actually there's a group together. Obviously Carl Francis is letting all the other drivers lap him right now. He wants to make sure he doesn't get in the way, and I think that's fair enough here.
I'm confident in saying this is probably the last time I'm going to drive this car. If I have a choice.
And well, we continue the race at the same pace as always. We're putting up 126.8. Now the driver behind us, Carl Franson, is very far away, but he's doing similar lap times to us. He's roughly a half second faster. And Joel Herbert, well, he's a 125.8 right now, as the fastest lap goes to Ronald Allen at the moment with 125.6. And he's also got a gap, obviously, to try and get in there. 3 seconds there to the race leader, where he's going to be doing his best to get close to us whenever he can. Close to us, close to the leader, of course. I mean, but in Le Mans, still leading, at least for now. That means we're getting at it now. This time, this corner sequence looking a lot better than it was a couple laps ago. Obviously, we have made a small mistake there before, but that's part of it. As we continue running, we're unfortunately a little bit slower on the exit here, which is going to cost us time in the end. Now coming off the oval to get back into the inner track, just to go out of it immediately again. That's obviously the layout as it is designed right now. Carl Franson obviously is on slower tires, but he's into the pits again. So maybe is this then the end? Maybe is he call it quits finally? I very much respect it for getting at it again, but this is just going to cost him so much time that I wonder if it's still worth racing for, as obviously time will be ticking away here, and that's only in the favor of us looking to finish at least before. More opportunities might come, but at the moment it's feeling more of like a hot stint or a hot lap than anything else, because we've really got nothing going on right now ahead of us. We can't really see what's going on. We don't really see the driver ahead of us. I mean, sure, he's all the way back up there in the distance. You might be able to see him on the straight here a little bit, but it's so marginal. The gap is, well, immense at this point. Fortunately for us, that is just the case. And looking to come out here, looking to at least be improving a laps, but we haven't done that in a long while, unfortunately.
Closing the gap there, Ron.
Slowly.
Now moving on to the higher gears, the gap between Ed Lamont and Ronald Allen has gotten a little bit bigger over time. There's 2.5 seconds between the current race leader as well as the driver in second. So Joel Herbert driving at a safe distance between that, and we're very far behind that as well. So it looks like we've got no other battles going on at the moment here, apart from the battle for first, arguably also the most important one, of course. But I will.
There, Ron.
And obviously these cars, well,
yeah.
they are quite tricky to drive, especially if you compare it to the much easier GT4 car that we drive. It's very different. This one's got a lot more power, of course, a lot more downforce, so it's definitely a difficult one to be getting right. And just under 40 minutes left to go. As honestly, sometimes I really miss the TCR series. Like, I know it's still there. I love those cars. A special place in my heart for touring cars, and always will be.
You're really precise with your driving, but you missed by a bloody half metre too early or metre too late with your brake, and then you just drop so much time.
As there's still discussion going on how we can go faster in some corners, we're unfortunately too afraid to practice that. And obviously with such a lobby, right, we've got only drivers in that are on 1.4k or 1.6 or 2k.
I'm looking forward to Spa.
We are obviously only at 0.6k right now. Sure, we've had that 1 minute mark at some point, but still, we wish it could be more.
I reckon we should do Spa Enduro.
Fortunately, that's not the case, however. As we come over the straight once again, now it's just a good time to demonstrate as well how big that gap really is. If you look at when the driver ahead of us enters the straight and then compare it to us, well, there's not much else you can say for it really. It's just faster, and we knew that.
Anything really, I love that track.
I'm excited for Red Bull Ring. I think it's going to be good.
I'm talking about the Red Bull Ring as well. That's a track that's coming
I
up.
like that
I love
track.
the Red Bull Ring personally,
You don't like it?
Yeah.
but the opinions are mixed, as some drivers are also expressing that they don't really like the track that much. That's a great thing. We've got a variety of tracks here, ranging all over the world, right? We've been in Japan, we've been in the USA, we've been to Europe a couple times as well.
Porsche Cup car.
So plenty of variety, which makes it even more fun, of course, to be driving.
I jumped into one of those GT3 official races of practice sessions.
Yeah.
Last week it was at the Red Bull Ring with a fixed setup.
Talking about the
Oh,
fixed
fuck,
setup
I
race
miles
now, that was on the Red Bull Ring.
Could not get the BMW in there. I couldn't get through that hairpin. It was just understeer going in and he's fucking oversteer like a bastard coming out.
Come out, yeah.
Yeah, mixed feelings about the Red Bull Ring and the car combinations that we've seen there. Obviously, after this, we've got a couple races going on as well in the official iRacing leagues there. Going on to Imola and Donington Park respectively. They will come out after this video as well. So,
Keep improving.
Donington Park to me, one of my favorite tracks. I might be a little bit biased on that one, but I think it's only fair because obviously I have been there myself and it was my first time in the UK ever, and I absolutely loved it. Met up with some good old sim racing friends of mine and made it a lot of fun. I gotta be honest. Once again, we're a little bit slower than usual. Carl Fenton hasn't come out of the pits ever since, so I think it's safe to say that he's giving up. Fortunately for us.
To rest. I'm going to go and grab some meat. I'll be back.
He's still on lap 11, of course. We're on lap 17 already, so no way he's making that comeback. Some miracle would have to come out for him to have any chance at this. So you can see as well that we're quite relaxed into this now. We've got a low BPM. We're obviously looking to just do our own thing for now, and then eventually we're going to see results come through. Because I'm not really concerned about that one. However, it's fair to say also that there's a lot more going on still. Up into the straight, we are reaching over 150 here, of course. Big car up there, but then you gotta make sure that you brake, and we'll see what happens as we come in again. You see there's miles per hour on the counter ahead of us. To the left, where you can see our braking behavior, you can also see that our speed in kilometers is pointed out right there as well, including the gear that we're in. So yeah, in case you're from Europe like us, might be giving a little bit more of an accurate representation on how fast we're really going. Reaching speeds at about 250 before we need to brake, which are incredible numbers really. There it is, now looking to get up there yet again. Faster lap times by the leader, as being instructed here. We're unfortunately not up to that level yet, unfortunately for us. Shame really, I would have loved to see some more, but oh well. Fortunately that's part of it, you know, you can't always win them all. And now, something that I've been thinking about recently as well is that I've noticed that when it comes to any league that we could do, apart from sure the F4 car, which is a little bit of a grey area, all the cars we've driven so far are the you know, German cars. We've got the BMWs coming out as well as the Porsches. I think Porsches are some of the most beautiful cars ever made. I think almost everybody will agree with that one, and that's a small mistake on our end now. Good to get it going the other way at least there, but
Cut the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
it's a time penalty as well, but I think it's actually only cost us time. Now, well, we're back to racing. And that was a scary play there, but well, that's part of it, of course. We're in still the same position as we were last time around. Aiden Lamont is still gaining over Ronald Allen as well. The gap's currently up to 4 seconds. But Joel Herbert being quite far behind that as well. And obviously, you haven't seen Joel in a long time either. He's just been stably gaining on us, with us having nothing to show for it, unfortunately, here. And I think our goal is here to not get lapped by Aiden and Ronald. I think that is going to be the objective from this, but then especially if you look at what the current trajectory of the race is, they're not really improving on that time that much anymore. Kind of hit their peak. We're not, though, unfortunately, getting close to that. It's a shame, really. Now, also a friendly reminder that if you're liking the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you've got any feedback for both Sven as a driver or me as a commentator, let me know as well, or let him know as well in the comments down below. It would be very much appreciated. The growth on the channel, as always, has been really awesome to see. And, you know, it's fun to see the progress happening as well, because when I first joined the channel, there was nothing on there. There were no subscribers, and we've really built it up from the ground, which is awesome to see. The results, well, I'd say they're pretty decent. Some videos getting pretty high views. Some of them not as many, but still, you know, you can't have every video blow up. Of course, we've had a couple over 1K, so we can't really be complaining about that one. Pretty minute left to go. So halfway through the race at this point here, that's what we have now reached.
The car in front is pitting.
Our front's pitting now. That will allow us to get closer, but we're not out of fuel as of yet. So is he gonna have to pit twice? That's the question that I'm asking myself here. That's what's really gonna matter now.
Back in third. Keep hustling.
And there it is, back in third. That's the announcement. Obviously, it's not as fair of a comparison, as we're still yet to come in. But well, we'll take it at least for now. Well, as we coming in now, got 30 minutes left to go. Really makes you wonder,
The car in front is pitting.
what is there left to do? Car in front is pitting yet again here. No surprises there, of course. Thirty minutes left to go here as well.
Oh, why can't you do 100 k's up the pit lane? Jesus Christ.
And that really makes you wonder here, what is there still possible, and what are we going to be seeing from the drivers still? What is there left to be gaining is what I'm mainly wondering. How much more can they get over this entire race throughout, and well, see what comes. Well, time to see how it goes. We've Got 28 minutes left to go in the race, where we're currently finding ourselves on a podium position, even though we also know it's just temporary, because we need to come in at some point. As we now move on to the right, and there yet again, we're looking to finish up yet another lap here. The lap time is being from 23 to 22, apart from, of course, our driver who has come into P5. That is Carl Franzen. He hasn't raced in a long while. Obviously, Rosberg never got to start anyways. So yeah, that is the position we're finding ourselves in.
You're in second position right now.
Second position's quite alright, it feels like. As more drivers have come to pit in. Finding ourselves ever so temporary ahead of them, which is quite fun. Makes you feel a little bit better, as obviously Ronald Allen has pitted now as well. Makes you feel a little bit more accomplished. Also knowing that you've got to face the harsh reality of having to come in soon. There's 5 liters left of fuel, so I think it's going to be after this lap that we need to come in.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel left. The car in front is pitting. The lead
2
is
laps of
pitting
fuel
now.
left. The car in front is pitting. .26.5 minutes remain here, as we're seeing that alarm coming off. I mean, we're ending the lap with 4 liters of fuel. Is that enough to put another one in? We need to consider what we want to do here, but it looks like we're going to stay out just one more. So we should be fine. As we keep doing what we're good at. We see that all the drivers that are now behind us are obviously keen to gain that position. We're still in first now, actually. Yes, obviously Lamont's come in as well, and he stayed ahead out, but it's so close.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
1 lap of fuel left, so that's a sign that we need to come in. We're not going to be able to make another lap, so we need to.
You changed tyres, Aiden?
Asking if some drivers have changed tyres around. The answer is no.
Right here.
Those drivers seeming to run without him, but
Don't forget to pit this lap for more
don't forget to
fuel.
pit this lap. That's the call here. Logical one of it as well. We need to. Just gotta find it. There's the pit lane. Now, well, as we come in, the pit limiter comes on. This time we're not gonna get a penalty. We're learning from that mistake, just like last time around over at Solder in the feature race where we got one. Well, here we come. It's a slow crawl towards the pit lane here.
Pit box in 10,
There it is. We see it lined up now. Obviously,
5,
Carl Franzen still hanging out here as well.
2, 1. Right here.
As we're coming in, we're now seeing that the drivers are once again gaining in their positions, right? And there's nothing that we can do about it. We're obviously stuck here in the pits.
We're done. Get going.
We're done. Get going is the call. From that green line, we can start to accelerate again. Back onto the track we go. It's also a little bit of a weird pit exit coming out there, but well, that's part of it. Looking to start through there. There now is the racetrack at its full glory again. Obviously we're in P4 now. We're 8 of them on the Ronald Allen. They're still fighting for their positions. Back into second here as we once again cross the line. Shifting to our best of abilities.
Tyres might have been the way to go by the looks.
Maybe.
Just over 20 minutes remaining here. Now looking to push in. There is a little bit of a spin, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a shame, really. And well, now we're looking to come in. "20 minutes left to go. What is there that we can do in the meanwhile? Is there anything to be gained from here? Or is anything just at a loss at the moment here? We'll see how it goes.
Felt it.
"20 minutes it is. I see drivers in first and second here are still neck and neck. Ellen Lamont's leading, but Ronald Allen is so close by and both pushing it to the absolute limits here. They want to try and do well. It's 19.5 minutes here left to go. We're wondering as well, how are we going to be approaching this one? So much here left to gain still. We're waiting for opportunities to arise here. It just looks like we're not being given any. Sometimes you're relying on somebody giving you anything. And at the moment we're just not getting those, unfortunately. It's a shame. That's obviously part of racing as well, right? So, even though we really want to do well, sometimes it's just not in your favor. We need to be completely honest with ourselves as well. We haven't had the most brilliant race. We were just a little bit too slow, and that's unfortunately part of it now.
Pulling you back much.
Oh well, let's see what can still happen then, shall we? There will be opportunities to do more. And I can't wait to see them. I'm patiently waiting from this point on. When are we gonna see drivers taking that initiative? When are they gonna be trying to fight heavily in there? Opportunity will come if you wait, and it's just usually how it goes, right? It's usually rewarding to hide it out, but this time maybe not so. Now that is a sign as well, but see, time is ticking away on us here to try and do something about this current score, but I just don't know if anything's still physically possible at this point. It's making you think. But it is also just a quite, well, unfortunate race there, I say so, right? We were hoping to get a little bit more off here, but we haven't been able to, fortunately. And that's just how it is. Gotta make sure we get the most of it here, but we also gotta make sure that we at least try to be reliable here and just finish off without any major mistakes. I think that's gonna be the main accomplishment here that we're getting. And then I guess from that point on we'll see how it goes, right? There will be plenty of opportunities to try and do well in. Now what is there left to gain here? Over for us, 15 minutes left on the clock. Obviously we have served our pit stop as well. That's where it's gonna be quite hard to fight for it here. Certain more opportunities will arise at some point. I think this is just not a race at the moment, and I think that's mainly got to do with the fact that we were just, too slow. We were consistent, but that obviously is not enough sometimes. So we know it too, so we're just gonna have to take it for as is right now. Well, 15 minutes left to go here, coming at it.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Last lap of the session being called here. So at least that's a nice improvement that we will be taking home here. It is at least something for us that will go our way. Yeah, 14 minutes it is. That's all there's left.
They say you cut the cord. You'll have to slow down.
That's another track cut for us as well, unfortunately. Not too great there. Well, that's part of it, unfortunately. Black flag obviously means you need to slow down here to gain back the position and time gained.
turn, you bitch.
"13 minutes it is now. We're obviously trying to get the maximum out of it here. Knowing that the opportunities will come at some point. As we push in here, we can see now that the drivers in front still have been the same order for a while, but just no update for point on, so we're just gonna keep it this way. Call it a day as it is right now. Obviously, we'll be taking away a couple key things. Alright, first of all, shame no more people showed up. I think that's the first thing that I should start off with by saying. Second of all, well, it's a shame that there's not that many drivers coming in. Yeah, but how well. There's good improvements here. So first of all, I think it's fair to say that we are showing that we do have at least the willfulness to go all the way at the end, even if it's not worth it. Also, no penalties for speeding in the pit lane this time around, which is great. If you look at the lap times that we've got right now, the lap times of the fastest drivers aren't even that much further away from ours, so that's great to see as well. And well,
Great
Allen
racing,
has
mate.
just overtaken for the lead.
Nice work.
Even though it is just for a small time, maybe we'll be seeing them push through as well in the end and get closer up to us, but they really have to push hard to make that happen, obviously. Just a little bit over 10 minutes remaining here of the race before we get over to our cooldown laps, and we're probably finishing P4 as it looks like right now. So we're the only driver still on lap 33, but we lap 34 for the rest of it now, which is the lap we're also entering now. Still going strong at it here, no surprises, which I think is a good sign. Coming through the final corner, yet first corner this rather, of course. Yet again, we're all looking good through here, and 10 minutes left to go. We try and make the best of it here. That's a tough one as well there. We need to make sure we stay within track limits. So that was still allowed here, but it has cost us a little bit of time as well. Unfortunately, that is the case.
Must be raining outside of my place. I can smell the...
Now we're going at it again. We get over to the fastest back part of the circuit soon after these two slow corners where we're looking to just keep it nice and tidy. It's a shame that Carl Frentzen didn't finish behind. It's a shame that Ross Buchan never started to begin with, and it's a shame that we didn't have more drivers showing up. But oh well, that's part of it now. On to the part of the oval we go. The main straight, of course, here over Indianapolis. Look at how many fans we've got in the crowds as well. That's awesome to see, isn't it? Now, also, for the people that are a little bit new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe on this video. We've got quite a lot of things going on, and we've got some awesome results coming in. The video over 40k, for example. It's really awesome to see it go this way. And obviously with time more will come, I'm certain of that as well. But for now though, this race is probably one that won't be remembered for very long. It's a race that, you know, doesn't really have any memorable kinds of, you know, racing happening. No big action, no great results for us either. It's just going to be finishing the race and, well, technically lost, even if that is just one position away from podium, of course. Just a little bit over 7.5 minutes remaining here over on the Wilver Racing League. Obviously, it reeked that just quite a little bit here. Obviously, you know, we're participating in TCRs. The GT3s has got sprint and also feature races, so there's quite a lot going on, of course.
The leader to sit up 25.739.
As we're just looking to keep at it here. There, once again, a bump coming through. It's such a difficult one to go over. Now, well, just over 5 minutes to go here. Time really does fly by. Over on the straight yet again, you can just tell how lonely and empty it feels, right? But that's unfortunately part of it too. Now it's reaching under that 5-minute mark. The fuel's still looking okay, so it should just be fine without pitting. But I'm not entirely certain about that one.
Get him, man. Get him.
He doesn't need any encouragement. He's hanging on quite well.
4 minutes left to go.
Tires are screaming at me though.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't change tyres.
Four minutes left to go. Obviously, the driver's now also getting onto the same straight that we just left here, so they're definitely getting up
really
there.
Does help a lot, I'm also wondering if they're bringing out that Acura NSX GT3. I'm wondering if I want that thing.
3 minutes left to go.
Run, I think there's someone at the door.
Someone at the door is what they're joking about. Just so they would leave, but obviously they're gonna try and keep at it still.
Nobody comes to see me.
2.5 minutes left to go here. Makes you think, what is there left to be gaining here?
Fuel left.
Getting towards the end now. It's obviously all going to come down to where the drivers ahead of us will finish. That will all determine if we get another lap in or not. So we're going to see. I'm excited for that one. And well, time is ticking away as it is right now. Can't wait for this one. As well as the next race is coming up. Obviously we've got quite interesting tracks going on, right? We've got, first of all, we've got a BMW M4 race at Donington Park. That is one of my favorite tracks of all time. It's actually the GP version, so we're using the Melbourne hairpin in that one. For the people that know that circuit a little bit better. And the after one,
Yeah, it does.
the one after that one is going to be Imola.
I've done a few.
Imola's always fun. I think everybody thinks about it that way.
The difference is insane.
But yeah, obviously we might be getting ourselves some good points here. Finishing P4 doesn't sound so spectacular, but we're getting more points than all the other drivers who were not participating in the first place. And I think that's a nice part about this, right? And I think that's a great takeaway from this as well.
Last lap.
Yeah, it was going pretty quick, but geez, I'm glad when it's over.
Your dash shows me all you like. It shows me what gear you're in, but all the rest of your stats are just on 0.
And now the time is almost up. See the drivers behind us here, they are on different laps,
but a
but
bit in the pit stop, I reckon I pulled about 2.5.
see what comes of it here. We should be good for at least another lap here. We should be able to cross the line in time. Obviously also the other drivers won't overtake us in the meanwhile.
Run uses grip hacks.
White flag, white flag.
White flag is out there for the second last lap coming out there. Time is coming up, the other drivers will not be able to put in another lap, and it's going to be Ronald Allen. Might just win the race here. He steals away from Aidan Lamont, unfortunately. Or at least, fortunately for him.
Oh, nice drive, Ronald. That was awesome.
Yeah, great race video. My pit guy goes, oh yeah, we did it too bad it wasn't for a medium.
Well, there it is. First and second have come in. And Joel Herbert looking to finish up the race right now as well in P3 as he's currently in corner 13. And he's going to be the third one to finish up, which means there's only one other thing that could be coming up for him. That's going to be a position number 4 from us here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad that it's such a low number of people, but it is a Sunday. I suppose it's good for...
Well, P4 it's going to be with 6 incident points, mainly due to off-tracks, of course, which we have had a fair share of. And, well, that's just how it is sometimes. Obviously, the track is difficult. I think it was a better race than Zolder in general. See, we got basically through a double free, apart from one little incident where we went into the grass. Other than that, it was quite alright, so that's good to see. And then, next up, the results are gonna be great as well. I can't wait for this one. But we'll see what comes from it. As obviously there is very little time left from this point on. There's your jacket flag. We reach it. And well, that is in the end 170 points for us, which is a lot. But considering our point system, it's actually not as much as people might think here. Now it's just a matter of finishing up the race nicely. As we always do, we finish up the rest and then we'll see what comes.
Alright, hopefully a few more turn up next one.
Let's hope so. I love this sun mode. It's too good.
And now we wait. Making our way over to the straight for the final time in the race here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good one. I want to, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. The support on the channel has really been overwhelming lately. That is pretty awesome to see. If you guys are interested in seeing more of this kind of content, make sure to let us know as well in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. We always try and put in as much effort as possible to try and upload as often as we can. And well, the results of that have been amazing, which is really fun to see. So we're gonna park the car up into the pit lane as we usually do.
A normal one up until we get ready for the
And
Spa races.
here we're looking to come in.
Bit of practice.
Yeah.
Looking to park it up. I see no penalties will be given around this time, and with just enough fuel, we will end up
Points.
in the fourth position here, coming into the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to have a look at the results as well. And I think to say it's a fairly decent lap in terms of where we actually finished. Didn't get lapped too much, that's great. And also the faster lap that we put out, it's only roughly a second slower than the ones of the drivers that obviously way more skilled, at least on paper. I think that in itself is pretty awesome as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It would be very much appreciated if you guys could like and subscribe as well. We're going to be back soon with the next race coming out on Donington Park as well, but not before we send you guys off by having a look at the standings here as well. We're parked up. Time to see how it looks. Well, we're going to be over here now in the left row with well, a 635 point total. So that's pretty awesome to see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you guys later.